What's up, Geminites? It's your boy Gem Mint, back at you with another not-so-recent reads. This time we're going to take a look at the Wolverine and X-Men Omnibus by Jason Aaron, so stay tuned. I want to say a lot of people have been requesting this, but I think it's really just one guy that just keeps on asking. So this one's for you, buddy. But no, you know what? I always wanted to do a not-so-recent reads on this because when I first got back into comics, it must have been like 2012, and I was picking up single issues. X-Men had just got done with the Schism storyline, and what happened, it split the team, and it split the titles into two new ongoings. You had Uncanny X-Men, which was led by Cyclops, and you had Wolverine in the X-Men. So I was actually picking these titles up simultaneously. I was like, dang, this is a good jump-on point. There are, number one issues. And I read both of those issues bi-weekly or whenever they came out. And this led directly into Avengers vs. X-Men. So that was like the first big event that I was introduced to as a new reader coming back into comics after being gone for, some years. So I did a recent read on the two previous Jason Aaron books. It's just Wolverine Omnibus by Jason Aaron and then Wolverine Goes to Hell. And this is the third one out of that trilogy, I guess you could say. This is the latest one. And this was a really fun read. It was weird, though, because it was kind of like Cyclops and Wolverine switched roles. This is after all the Black Ops X-Force stuff. Wolverine no longer wanted to listen to Cyclops. I guess he felt like they weren't doing the right thing. And then it seems like, Cyclops kind of took that rogue AWOL kind of stance type of character, leaves the school, and Wolverine becomes the responsible one and becomes like the headmaster of the school. I believe they rename it the Jean Grey School for Higher Learning after Jean, so she's gone during the time. And you have Wolverine trying to deal with like a school full of mutant children. This is where I first got introduced into Quentin Quire, and I kind of thought that I thought they were going to do more with him, man. Like, when reading this, I was like, oh, shit, he's going to be the next big thing, man. And then reading the prior Jason Aaron stuff and the introduction of Quentin Quire, I feel like it was in New X-Men, actually before Jason Aaron. I think it was in New X-Men by Morrison. And then, I don't know if he was in Astonishing, but then anyway, he came back or whatever. And he's like this really strong telekinesis type of character, like a Jean Grey type of character, but he's like a teenage boy, and he's like a rebel. So you get a lot of shenanigans in the school. The school is always trying to kill everybody. The school is on, I think his name, I want to say it's Krakoa. Is that the right name? The Living Island, which I believe that's the first issue here, which pays homage to Giant Size X-Men 1. Well, that's the first time that they fight him. Is that in this first issue? I thought it was. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. So it sounds goofy. Like, the premise kind of sounds goofy. Oh, Wolverine's dealing with these kids, but he's still Wolverine, man. And I didn't even know that I liked Jason Aaron at the time when I first read this, but I like the way this was written. It's really fun. The character Dupe is funny as hell, man. And I think he comes from the X-Static X-Force universe. Storm has a big role in here. I think even Wolverine and her might even hook up in this story. No spoilers. But you get introduced to a lot of, newer mutants. And this is a post House of M universe. You get this guy who's all like protoplasm and has like, you can see his innards on the top left there. I can't remember if AVX happens during this. Avengers vs. X-Men. Yeah, this is where we see Bobby Drake, Iceman, becomes an Omega level mutant, and he's able to manifest these living ice beings, and he's got this big Voltron Megazord looking one, which I thought was pretty dope. You got the little Bamfs, like the little Nightcrawler children. Oh, you got this story right here with the son of Gladiator from the Shi'ar Empire. It's a really fun read. I think the Omnibus went out of print, which sucks. I mean, I don't know how else you collect this. There must be trade paperbacks of this or whatever. But let's get a better look at the artwork. We'll give a bird's eye view and talk more about Wolverine and the X-Men. All right, so here is the cover of the dust jacket. Wolverine trying to teach. Got a kick me sign on his back. Mind control me. There's Quentin Quire. He goes your little Nightcrawler Bamps who run amok and cause trouble. Oh yeah, that's right. So one of the little Brood kids is a student. That's pretty funny. I forget what his deal is. And let's see the spine by Jason Aaron. You got a little homage to Uncanny X-Men 141, Days of Future Past. Headmaster Logan. Great artwork on the wraparound cover. I think that looks really awesome. You get the Island, you get Iceman, you get Dupe, Quentin, Beast, Logan. Just issue 1. Not really a huge fan of that style of artwork, but, you know, switch it up every now and then. Got the Frank Trope cover. This is the regular cover. There are a couple different artists on this book. I think I saw All Red was on there as one. Who else? Allred, Bachalo, Bradshaw, Ferry, Larraz, Lopez, Molina, Perez, Sanders. Yeah, then they have Ethan. So Ethan is like the reincarnation of Apocalypse. Is his name Ethan? If it is, then I just remembered that without even trying. Evan? Maybe it's Evan. So this is takes place after Rick Remender's Uncanny X-Force run, and I don't want to spoil that run because that's like one of my favorites, and I encourage anyone to pick up those trades. You can get the 2 trade paperbacks for cheap, whereas the Omnibus is fairly expensive. So Evan, I think, is in the school. Oh, Avengers vs. X-Men, yeah. So we get AVX tie-ins. Deathlock. I was always a huge Deathlock fan, man. I don't know. I kind of want to do a Deathlock statue. But you didn't hear that from me. School stuff. And I think that's kind of what Marvel needs to do in the MCU, man. We need to focus on the school with X-Men. You know, and I don't know if they want to do older X-Men with new students or if they want to have the original X-Men in the school. Maybe they could do both. Flashbacks. I don't know. But this book did a good job of capturing that essence of X-Men. Oh, Mystique. That's a tight cover. The Hellfire Saga. I feel like that's like the children of the Hellfire Club like kill the parents and they start running it. I think that's what that one was. Here's the stuff with this Kid Gladiator, the Smashers from the Imperial Guard. It's tight. The school. It's like a reoccurring thing how the school is always getting destroyed. It's pretty funny. Alright guys, so that's the artwork. This does collect a full run of Volume 1, issues 1 through 35. Then it skips a couple issues, and that might be the AVX stuff, because then it goes 38 through 42 and Annual 1. This had a $100 cover price at the time it was released. Let's see what it goes for. Let's look on Amazon. eBay, they could be all over the place. And I like to look at Amazon to get an idea if these books are whales. Because Amazon's either going to have it for $100 or it's going to have it for like $2,000 or some stupid price. Wolverine and the X-Men Omnibus. They did end up doing a volume 2 of Wolverine and the X-Men, but I had stopped reading singles at that time. So, yeah, hardcover, $250 on Amazon. Kindle version's $44. Trade paperbacks, $3. So, I guess, I don't know how many volumes there are. Let's check eBay. So, I'm going to be doing some omnibus spotlights. I mean, this might even be able to fall under it, but since I read it, you know, I could speak on the story a little bit more. Yeah, like there's one on eBay. They're asking $400 or best offer. And when I do these spotlights on whale books, be patient. A lot of times these books get reprinted. If this book gets reprinted right now, it's all the same material, usually better binding, although this one is good. But this same whale for $400 will be the same price as the volume of the second printing. 50% off the cover price if that happens. There's no rhyme or reason why something gets reprinted. Some books get multiple printings and are considered evergreen. Not so much with Marvel, but, well, maybe. Like Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1 by Stan Lee has a lot of prints. I don't know what would ever trigger this. You would think the Omnibus department of Marvel would see that there's only one on eBay. They want $400. Amazon's got it for $250. We'll probably make money if we do another run. You know what I mean? Especially since this was like printed first. It's older. Then they did that Wolverine from Hell recently. Anyway, let me know what you think about Wolverine and the X-Men in the comments below. Drop me a like on the way out. And make sure to sub it up, man. We got daily content. Trying to do, different things, new things, but all comic related. All killer, no filler. And you guys stay minty fresh. Peace.